Hello everyone. It is said that play is our brain's favorite way of learning. And today my colleague Tabassum and I are going to talk about how space and material design can enhance the experience and impact of play. And we believe that a positive and constructive experience of play has immense impact on the development and growth of children. In Bangladesh, especially in the urban and peri-urban contexts, we see that the scope of outdoor and free play experience for children is decreasing day by day. Surely our habitats and lifestyles are changed now compared to the life 30 years ago, when there was simply more space, better safety in the neighborhoods, and a simpler life with less technology and less structured and formal education system that gave more opportunity to children for unbounded play. But we believe we can still create the impact of play if we could collectively realize that play is a critical component for growth. Playgrounds that we see in schools and in neighborhood open spaces now are with steel swings, 8 feet high slides, and heavy and often rusty seesaws, which are expensive, not age specific, and often dangerous, especially for younger children. Our paper draws findings from our professional design and learning experiences and relevant literature in attempt to find the impact of play spaces that can change the lives of children and communities, and also how play can be designed as easy, accessible, and sustainable. We started our literature review with an interview with Joe Frost, an expert on play and playgrounds. According to him, the practice of play in America has changed drastically in the past decades and now it's in a really bad shape. He says play has a big impact on the cognitive, social, and language development of children and the ability to cope with trauma. Play makes them better prepared to adapt to culture and society, and through play, they can learn to negotiate and solve problems. Play can stretch their imagination, motivate flexible thinking, and enhance creativity and aesthetic senses. Neurological researches has found play to be one of the basic drives, and also that children who don't play much may have brains 20 to 30% smaller than normal for their age. Researchers also say that children cope and behave better as adults when they play well as children. The next literature is a PhD thesis by Susan Matthews which depicts the differences between traditional playgrounds and adventure playgrounds. According to her, as a result of industrial revolution and urbanization, American playgrounds have been converted from unbounded rural landscapes to fenced playgrounds with equipment made with concrete and steel. These traditional playgrounds are one-dimensional, fixed, and dangerous for young children. After World War I, architect Sorensen observed that children played with more enjoyment in junkyards filled with scrap materials discarded from construction sites than they would in the traditional playgrounds. From these, he explored the idea of junk playgrounds or adventure playgrounds. Adventure playgrounds are built with a big area, have opportunity for varied and free play, thus giving challenges through play. He also explored the idea of play leader who will only facilitate and observe children's play, not restrict, direct, or strictly supervise. Bringing Multiple Intelligences Outdoors is an article by Laura McFarland and Meena Adhikari which depicts how design and management of playgrounds can help enhance different kinds of development as analyzed in the Theory of Multiple Intelligence by Howard Gardner. According to Gardner, human intelligence is multidimensional and the types of intelligence one person has will vary from the next person. The types of intelligences are bodily kinesthetic, spatial, logical, musical, interpersonal, naturalistic, creative, and interpersonal. According to the authors, outdoor playground design can facilitate the development of these several kinds of intelligences, often many at a time. For example, an open air large art canvas can not only help enhance creativity in children, but also kinesthetic and spatial intelligence. An open air music corner in which pieces of bamboo or recycled pans can be used as drums for children to play with can help build their musical senses and learning about rhythm, sound frequency, etc. And open air space for dancing will help develop their musical senses, rhythm senses, hand leg coordination, and social intelligence through coordination with playmates. The authors also suggest to create a balance between quiet and noisy activities so children do not get under or overstimulated. They also advise creating storage systems and transitional activities which can help children clean up after the play has been done. Now we will discuss some cases. The first case is BRAC Play Lab, which started in 2015. At first, about 100 play labs were set in 7 geographical areas, mainly for children from the disadvantaged communities. Later, this project was mainstreamed and incorporated with pre-primary curriculum with around 1,000 government schools all over the country. It has also been appropriated in humanitarian camps of Cox's Bazar. This is a picture of one of the first community-based play labs, which has a simple physical setup of a rectangular room which allows flexible movement and play and facilitates age-specific and domain-specific developmental activities for children. When designing outdoor play spaces, we take into account that there is enough space for children to practice flexible play and move around freely, and also explore different kind of physical play which gives opportunity to face challenges and take risks. The materials used are locally resourced and often we use elements that have cultural meaning. For example, in the sandwater corner, we often use chari, a cement bowl to feed cattle in the rural households. Children practice sharing and turn taking when playing with these equipments. Spaces that are intimate and relate to the scale of children let them rest, spend solitary time, share stories, secrets, etc., while taking a break from heavy physical outdoor activities. They also interact with different elements such as sun, water, and interact with the environment. Engagement is a crucial step in our design process. We try to sit with parents, teachers, adolescent, children, and school committee and field staff and begin the play experience with them. We try to learn from adults their childhood memories of play, and we try to know from children how they would want to play. These insights, situated knowledge, and local wisdom work as a great source of inspiration and learning for us. And it also makes the journey of implementation very collaborative. This shared journey is an impactful way to slowly change the culture of play and outdoor play. Children take great pride and joy and decorating walls of their schools and play labs with vibrant colors. This helps in growing a sense of ownership in them. Using local materials and local crafts gives an opportunity to build the playgrounds in low cost and also is a way to preserve local construction techniques and crafts. When children and communities join in the construction process, they tend to take care of their playgrounds with enthusiasm and it becomes a place of pride and dignity for them. This is how accidentally we had discovered a new play material with children. Once, when building playgrounds in the humanitarian camps, children started to take discarded pieces from the site and play with them as bamboo blocks. This is a great discovery, especially for the humanitarian context where wooden blocks for play would be too expensive to provide for. We built these indoor playgrounds in the camps by renovating play lab structures where simple counting codes were drawn on the floor with paint. These facilitate children in developing mathematical skills while playing. By reshaping the facade of structure and creating intimate openings, the structures were made to be spaces for reflection and relaxation for children and the community. The second case is Anji Play in China, which was developed tentatively 17 years ago in the province of Anji in China by an educator called Mrs. Cheng. Anji Play is a response to an observation that false play gives false joy. False play is where play is structured, strictly supervised by adults, and defined by strictly made developmental goals. Anji Play is based on 5 principles: love, joy, engagement, risk, and reflection. Flexible play is one of the most crucial elements in Anji Play, in which children combine, build, and interact with a variety of loosely designed elements in groups or by themselves. Play materials are designed from reused and recycled elements of everyday life. They give a chance to design play as a creative, open-ended, and economically viable program. Art gives the chance to reflect, create, and express. In Angie schools, whatever children make is displayed with utmost care and meticulous organization. This helps children feel proud and confident of their abilities and make the spaces truly child-centered and child-led. The verandas, terraces, yards, and classrooms merge into one another to create a seamless environment for children where they can move freely and take part in designed yet an uplifting and free play experience. In conclusion, we would like to focus on the fact that through design of playgrounds, it was possible to facilitate growth, enthusiasm, and increased involvement from children and communities in BRAC Play Labs. This is evident in the happiness and engagement of children while playing and the testimonials of parents and teachers. In the humanitarian context, playgrounds have been helping children find relief, healing, and positive engagement. Learning from the case studies, we can also say that the use of local material and culturally symbolic elements can make play accessible and contribute in preserving culture and improve the whole culture of play. Thank you.